Ready when you are. Go.
Okay. Something grand old team. Everton have drawn 0-0 with Arsenal, but that really isn't the big story of the day. The big story of the day is that Ancelotti's been confirmed, Dave, which we're all incredibly excited about.
Yeah.
Before we move on to that, because it wasn't the best game, but
Yeah.
beggars can't be choosers. We'll go on to that in a second. What are your thoughts on Ancelotti? Are you as excited as I am, Dave?
Yeah, I said, and I've done interviews when Marco Silva got appointed and said, I wanted Ancelotti. It's an absolute no-brainer. The man is a serial winner. He will come in here and kick ass. Let's have it right. He will prove no underperformance whatsoever, and it's exactly what we needed. Big man has come in the last 3 games and showed us what leadership can do here. So if you get leadership, that's a short-term basis. If you can get it going on a long-term basis and add money and a sort of a plan, a 3-year incremental moving forward, and to get to the machine part of it where it just rolls over. If you wanted anyone in charge of that now, in the names what's been mentioned around, including Pochettino, incidentally, which we commented on here a fortnight ago, all of the names around it, he'd be the one who you took straight away. So we've got to stand here today saying, all these interviews we've done before, well, from now, there'll be criticism and it will take time to get going, but I'm more confident going to bed tonight as a toffee for the next 5 years than I've been for the last 6 years, honestly. God.
No, I think you're right. What in terms of just quickly, that expectations that we're going to have as a fan base, what do you think they should be in the short term? Because it's not a miracle worker.
No, so I think we should put them in the bin, to be honest with you. That's my personal opinion. To use the vernacular, put them in the bin. It's going to take however long it takes. What you want is it to work, and once it works, watch our film, you'll see, once it's rolling, it's rolling,
right,
and
once
you can't stop it. Look at Liverpool. Once it's going, it's getting it going. So I don't care. I'm not expecting it to be before the end of this season, to be honest, but I would expect them to start going into the summer transfer market and making a splash. And starting to see things where you've got totems throughout your side who will lead you, micro leadership, i.e. you have leadership at the top, you also have micro leadership in each individual component of your team. You will have someone to be able to put their hand up for you and move you forward. And I'm saying, in 2 years, we'll have a team full of them here.
Fingers crossed, it's exciting. But on to the game today, 0-0. Not the best game. I don't think either side, being truthful, I know this is an Everton show, but neither side deserved to win that game, really.
Or lose it, no?
It wasn't great, was it?
It was.
No, go on. No, I was going to say, Dave, what was your overall observation?
Well, I was going to say, they were absolutely 2 well-matched sides. In fact, they were a mirror image of each other. That's what it was. It was. They were just nullifying.
It
was stalemate all the time. They literally were trying to knock each other out with each other's handbags. There was no force. There was no.
I like that analogy.
Anyone. That's what it was. It was literally trying to knock each other out with handbags. It was ridiculous. But the setup was identical. The method of approach and getting forward, that was identical too. So we just kept giving the ball back to each other and trying the same thing over again.
That was probably the biggest disappointment for those of you that when you watch the game back tonight, probably be the last one on Match of the Day, to be honest. But
will be the last
one. One of the major takeaways from that was how poor both sides were with the ball. It was incredible, and from our perspective, there was a lot of that. What do you put that down to today? Just a bad day at the office, or maybe is the fatigue starting to set in? The energy's been there
a little bit. Also the 12:30. We're not great at 12:30. We're over it and under it in balls all day long, right across the team. But also, where both clubs are, just got 2 managers, brand new managers.
There's a reason why they've had to go out in the quiet.
And effect kind of thing. There you are. That's the case in point. That's what they're both doing there. Got there, saved the ship kind of thing. You know what I mean?
But I just said to my dad as we left the ground then, if you'd have told us after Norwich, or after the derby even, we'll beat Chelsea, we'll go to Man United and
that's
draw
something
with
what's
them.
Got to be said. Duncan Ferguson, thank you from the bottom of mine and everybody else's heart. You stood up for us, big man. When we needed a leader and we were on our knees, you came in and said, no, come on, I'm going to sort it. Well, big respect to you. I love you personally, but honest to God, this is a collective thing.
Yeah.
We owe you for that.
We
so
do.
we hope to reward you for it. You deserved it. And this fella will have seen it because he will have been paying close attention to our last 3 or 4 games, and it will not have passed him by what you've done in the last 3 weeks. So get in, big man.
Completely echo that. I mean, one of the things that Ancelotti's big on is bringing the players with him, and he's going to need someone like Duncan to do that. So, shout out for Mason Holgate today for me, man of the match. Man of the match for us.
Yeah, no, he played well, but I'd say he under it, over it balls. Nobody. I'm just saying today. No, I don't mean that. Giving them brickbats. I'm just saying. For me, nobody stood out today.
Okay.
On either side, they were kind of average. Half 12 is not a great time for us. We played well against Chelsea, but rarely do we turn it on at half 12. So I just think 3 games unbeaten for the big man. That's what you take away from this. Turn up on Monday. Carlo Ancelotti, new mindset, boys. Completely new mindset, boys. And let's see what happens from there. Don't be let's get ahead of ourselves, shouting from the rooftops with the expectations. Put them in the bin.
And we'll ensure from this perspective of this channel that we won't do that either. We won't get carried away, will we? So, mate, as always, thank you very much, man. Merry Christmas, anyway. Merry Christmas.
Peace out, Toppies.
Cheers.
Hollywood George. You the man, lad.
Right, who's next, lads?